Hello, my name is Donna Zephrine. This piece is about non-combat veterans, soldiers, robots. When I was in the military, it was a tough working as a female mechanic. I also worked in the tool room. My shop foreman felt it was the best fit for me because he felt I was detail oriented with papers, etc. I still worked the floor servicing the vehicles, but not as much. Even though my MO was a mechanic, I was assigned to the tool-room clerk position. I liked the position working as a clerk. I was able to build a deep visual relationship with the tools, helping me learn their names. I provided the mechanics with tools they needed to complete the maintenance and repairs to the equipment. My responsibilities included monitoring what was borrowed and identify what needed to be replaced if they were damaged or worn. Another responsibility included tool maintenance. Some required calibration and or cleaning. The mechanics were required to come and obtain any tools they needed to complete repairs. Occasionally, the truck drivers would also come in to pick up tools to work on their rigs. The mechanics that worked on spaceships and robots were also supplied with tools from the tool room. I also had to maintain the status and accountability of tools. I was providing mechanics with what they needed to repair the vehicles, spacecrafts, and robots. It was my responsibility to make sure that anything that was assigned out were returned, clean, and in proper working order. Otherwise, I send the operations back to take care of it. There are many types of military today that work in the armed forces, and I have various positions that work alongside soldiers. The type of robots we work with are robot medics for combat, life-saving calls, and first aid. The robots in the field training on Earth and outer space. We had to build our tents from scratch and complete field training and weapons qualification. The robots had mechanical issues that we needed to be dealt with. Some of the issues included battery replacement and charging, mechanical problems, and issues with programming and software. I came into contact with some robots who served in combat missions and worked alongside the mechanics, and will also pick up tools for repairs from the tool room. The Department of Defense are working on the roadside and the motor pool. I even saw an actual robot that looked identical to Star Wars R2-D2. These robots support the mechanics and the truck drivers by assisting with repairs as needed. The robots help with training missions in outer space working and space working with NASA. The robots work alongside the astronauts to assist them with repairs to the spacecraft. The astronauts are prior service members acting as reservists. There are 4 types of robots. The first one is called the Mighty Oats robots. They work on the vehicles like the tractor trailers, the 915 trucks, the Humvees, the wreckers. The robots are giant robots and they actually look wooden robots, but they are made up of steel. These robots stand 7 to 8 feet tall and are extremely strong and durable. They are also marked by a tree design on their chests. The next robots are called Team Rubicon robots. They move quite fast and they have a lot of area to cover as far as bases in vast parts of the region. These robots are smaller in size, approximately 6 feet tall, but are more stronger and heavier. Since they mainly cover a supply warehouse, they handle supplies in the warehouse and the order and dispersing of parts. The warrior robots are tan and work under the ships to complete repairs to the hull and the propellers. The warrior robots mostly stay in the military vehicles. Some of them sleep in the cab of the vehicle to recharge after working in the field. There are also Department of Defense robots that work in combat. You can tell that they had been modified in armor and heavier prosthetics to prevent injuries. The robots had a pass indicating that they had been deployed. The last set of robots I saw were called University robots. These were dressed in armor suits and had the priest collar and a cross around their neck, and their job was to act like a chaplain. These types of robots gave us the most problems were the Department of Defense robots because they were robots who were in combat and were often damaged by RPGs, rocket propelled grenades, and IEDs, improvised explosive devices. A lot of them were repaired and modified. However, many had mechanical issues. Furthermore, the Department of Defense robots suffered movement and memory issues. The mighty old robots performed heavy repairs and often had damaged hydraulic systems or damaged limbs because of the weight of objects they were working on. The reason why the mighty old robots are my favorite, they had a beautiful exterior wooden design which is made up of steel, and they are very durable, and the name for them fits the bill because they are mighty for sure with the huge height they have. The warrior robots are involved in a frontline combat and have hard drive and programming issues because of proximity to the blast and impacts from combat. These repairs include changing spark plugs, recharging the memory chip, repairing their armor. Some of the tasks in the field I came into close contact with combat veterans. They kind of looked different from the other robots. They had their emblem shield on the right side for their neck to show the distinction they were combat veterans. In the field, I had to work on a tanker trailer with some of the combat veterans. I was impressed to see them, and they worked hard and long hours to get the job done. In certain instances, I was not sure if I would have to travel out of space with the robots or be in a combat zone repairing vehicles, or in both places. It was stressful, and also being in a red zone or hostile environment where anything can happen. And the field of robots is always moving forward, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. Thank you.